Solo Sikoa walks out on Roman Reigns. WWE Universe begs Triple H to protect Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' injury forces WWE star to face CM Punk. 36-year-old star on Dolph Ziggler signing with TNA Wrestling. Sasha Banks' return confirmed. Who they're better than Roman Reigns? Paul Heyman on Roman Reigns' bold message ahead of his return. Let's jump right into it. WWE Universe begs Triple H to protect Seth Rollins. WWE Universe has been left worried over the news of Seth Rollins being pulled from next week's episode of Monday Night Raw. The Visionary has been putting in a shift ever since he became the World Heavyweight Champion. Rollins has embodied the spirit of a fighting champion, going tooth and nail to retain his title every time he has clashed against several superstars. Most recently, the Architect put his World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Jinder Mahal in the main event of WWE Raw. Seth Rollins, however, suffered an injury in his left leg, but ultimately he pulled through and won the match. However, reports have come out stating that his injury may be severe, with WWE pulling him from upcoming live events and next week's edition of Raw. This news has left fans terrified over the possibility of Seth being ruled out of active competition for the foreseeable future. Many fans are hoping that the injury does not turn out to be a long-term one and that WWE is only pulling him from shows to give him ample time to recover. There were a lot of reactions to CM Punk's return to WWE after he was nearly a decade away from the Stanford-based company. However, the most vocal and intense reaction to Punk's return was from Seth Rollins himself, who was far from happy after seeing the sight of the Second City Saint at the Survivor Series, War Games Premium Live event last year. The Visionary also made his feelings known for the straight-edge superstar in their confrontation on an episode of Monday Night Raw. CM Punk was recently asked about what he thought of Seth Rollins, and he did not waste time taking some shots against his rival in a recent interview. Punk accused the current World Heavyweight Champion of being jealous of him and reminded him that he was entering the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match. The Second City Saint further stated that if Rollins was still holding the world title once the dust was settled, then they could settle their differences in the ring. What Seth honestly feels about me is none of my business. That's how I approach it. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's envious. It's not for me to decide and figure out. Luckily, there's a ring. A lot of times when you have differences with somebody, you get to settle it in the ring. The Rumble is in my immediate future. If Seth is still the champion when the dust clears, maybe we can talk about it then and settle it in the ring, CM Punk said. It looks as if Punk's statement seems to imply that he is ready to win the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match and come straight after Rollins. Who do you think should feud with CM Punk if Seth Rollins is ruled out? Seth Rollins' injury forces Star to face CM Punk. There's been a lot of talk about Seth Rollins' recent injury within the WWE Universe, with his spot at WrestleMania 40 hanging in the balance. The Visionary suffered a left leg injury during his match against Jinder Mahal on Monday Night Raw this week. The extent is currently unknown, with the possibility of a long-term layoff yet to be ruled out. As a result, Rollins' status for the shows is currently in doubt. If the World Heavyweight Champion is forced to miss WrestleMania 40, WWE must ensure CM Punk has a strong replacement opponent. The Second City Saint looked set to face Seth Rollins at the mega event. One option could see Cody Rhodes face Punk in the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania 40. This would ensure the American Nightmare's plan of facing Roman Reigns in Philadelphia does not happen, with the Tribal Chief defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against The Rock instead. Rhodes can then state that his story is not finished even if he defeats CM Punk at WrestleMania 40. This would simply be a high-profile diversion caused out of necessity because Seth Rollins got injured. The second-generation star can hold the World Heavyweight Championship for a while before losing it and finding a way to move to SmackDown so he can finally challenge Roman Reigns. Not bad for an alternative, eh? Only time will tell what WWE has in store for the American Nightmare going forward. The best-case scenario would obviously be that Seth Rollins is healthy enough to wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania 40. However, if it does not come to fruition, it would not be the first time something similar has happened. The Visionary knows the feeling of a world title reign being cut short due to injury. It happened to him back in November 2015 when he tore his ACL, MCL, and meniscus in a live event in Ireland. This instantly ended Seth Rollins' first WWE Championship reign while ruling him out for over 6 months. This meant that the former Shield member would miss WrestleMania 32, where he was likely set to face Triple H 8 years later. Another WrestleMania Dream match is in danger of being postponed. Hopefully, Rollins' injury is not severe, and he can return to the ring as soon as possible. Do you want to see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 40? 36-year-old star on Dolph Ziggler signing with TNA Wrestling. Multi-time world champion Nick Nemeth, famously known as Dolph Ziggler, recently made the jump to TNA Wrestling following his departure from WWE. Steve Maclin, a former TNA World Champion, has reacted to his arrival. The show-off debuted at the promotion's Hard to Kill event this past Saturday. He showed up after the main event, hitting the new world champion Moose with a super kick and a zigzag. He then celebrated with the crowd. Nemeth made his in-ring debut at TNA Snake Eyes, where he defeated former NXT star Zachary Wentz. During a recent interview with the Generation of Wrestling podcast, Steve Macklin commented on Nick Nemeth joining TNA Wrestling by stating that it excites him, and he's looking forward to facing the ex-WWE star. That's just lights a fire under my Nick Nemeth joining TNA. You know, somebody like Nick Nemeth who's been doing this for so long, and it's so funny. Everybody says he's underrated, but he's not. He's a star, and for a star like him to come in and to come into TNA, and with the experience that he has and the name that he has, because it brings another aura, and it brings a lot more eyes to the product, which is a good thing, said Macklin. The 36-year-old continued, because we're trying to move in that direction where we're building TNA to be bigger and better than it ever was, and I think I've done that, and I've been a part of that since my time being there since 2021, and now for this to be the start of this new era in TNA, it's really cool to have something like that happen, and I'm very much looking forward to one day getting in the ring with him, he added. A show-off was involved in an in-ring segment on TNA Impact this week, where he announced that he's coming for the TNA World Championship, which is currently held by Moose. The last time Dolph Ziggler held a title was in 2022 when he had a short stint as NXT champion. He's also a former Intercontinental United States and Tag Team champion. He's never held a championship outside of WWE, so if he dethrones Moose, it'll be a big accomplishment for him. It'll be interesting to see how things turn out for Dolph Ziggler in TNA. What are your honest thoughts on Dolph Ziggler in TNA? Sasha Banks' return confirmed. The WWE Universe recently took to Twitter as they believed a blockbuster return might be in the cards after Bayley's surprising comments. The name in question is Sasha Banks, also known as Mercedes Moné. The role model and the boss have a huge history together in World Wrestling Entertainment. The stars have competed against each other in several matches and have even teamed up in a few bouts during their WWE careers. Banks left the Stanford-based promotion in 2022 after some reported creative disagreement. However, she's heavily rumored to return to WWE, and many believe she might show up during the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble. During a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, Bayley talked about facing Sasha Banks one more time. Wrestling Twitter handle recently posted about the role model's comments, which caught fans' attention, and they started commenting on it. One fan asked when Sasha is coming back to WWE. One was convinced she would return at the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble. A fan hoped Sasha Banks would return at the Rumble. One believed the boss and the role model would be aligned together soon. A Twitter user wanted to see a match between the two stars at WrestleMania. Another said they could face each other at WrestleMania 41. Another believed Sasha would return at the Royal Rumble. One fan wanted to see a fatal four-way match between Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. Another fan was convinced Banks is returning to the Stanford-based promotion. During the same interview with Sports Illustrated, Bayley talked about her initial hugger character in the Stanford-based promotion. The role model said that she made a real connection with the fans because of her character, and when she turned heel, the audience did not like it. My character changes have always aligned with how I feel in my life and with how my character is developing. The hugger stuff, people watched me grow up. There was a real connection there. Fans became like family. When my character did start to change, it was like my family watched me turn into a bratty teenager going through a rough patch. I wouldn't have had the connection to do that without my time as the hugger, she said. Many fans believe Bayley might win the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble and leave Damage Control soon. What the company has planned for her future remains to be seen. Do you believe Sasha Banks is returning to WWE? Gunther better than Roman Reigns? The WWE Universe recently took to Twitter as they believe a current champion's title reign has been incredible till now. That would be Intercontinental Champion Gunther. The Ring General has made a huge name in World Wrestling Entertainment after becoming the longest-reigning Intercontinental Champion in the history of the Stanford-based company. He has managed to defend his title against some of the biggest names in the business. WrestleFeature's Twitter handle recently posted that Gunther has defended his title 90 times and against 20 different opponents, which caught fans' attention, and they started commenting on the post. One fan gave props to Triple H for seeing the Ring General's talent, as they believe Vince McMahon would have made a huge mistake. One fan wrote that they believe Gunther was a better champion than Roman Reigns. A fan said that the tribal chief should take notes from the Imperium leader. One fan wrote that Gunther should be appreciated for bringing prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship. Another fan thought that the Ring General had made the Intercontinental title more relevant than it had been in years. A fan said that Gunther's matches are always really good. One fan hailed him as the greatest Intercontinental Champion in WWE's history. Another fan praised Gunther's in-ring ability. Another fan said that the Ring General was a better fighting champion than Roman Reigns. While speaking on a recent episode of Gigantic Pop Podcast, wrestling veteran Matt Morgan questioned Gunther's ability to give interviews outside of WWE. Gunther only exists in the bubble of WWE fans. He's not part of their mainstream entertainment footprint. Respectfully, have you seen him in interviews outside of WWE? He's getting better at it, but let's throw me and you in the middle of Mexico and okay, go speak Spanish. go. What? Matt Morgan said. The wrestling veteran further added that he believes WWE will soon turn the Ring General's character and make him a babyface. Shinsuke did that Toyota with Rick Boogs going surfing and driving up the cost. Like they fit Shinsuke and Asuka and some other stuff. It's just interesting with Gunther that you don't see him. I think it's coming. I think it will come when eventually he becomes face, because how do you not respect this dude? How do you not appreciate how good he is? They'll eventually make him face because of that, I think. I think that's when you'll see it. Matt Morgan said. Many fans want to see a dream match between Gunther and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 40. What the Stanford-based company has planned for the Intercontinental Champion's future remains to be seen. Do you want to see the Ring General lock horns with the Beast Incarnate? Paul Heyman on Roman Reigns' bold message ahead of his return. The Bloodline's Wiseman Paul Heyman took to Instagram to react to Roman Reigns' message before he returns on WWE SmackDown this week. The Tribal Chief will feature in a contract signing segment with LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. At the upcoming Royal Rumble Premium Live event, he will put the undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line against all three men in a fatal four-way match. Taking to Instagram, Heyman sent a 5-word message. Your Tribal Chief has spoken, wrote Heyman. Wrestling veteran Tommy Dreamer recently claimed that Roman Reigns will remain the undisputed Universal Champion till 2025. Speaking on the Busted Open podcast, he asserted that Reigns would defeat The Rock if they have a match at WrestleMania 40 and hold the title until next year. After defeating The Rock at WrestleMania 40, Roman Reigns will continue his reign and will still be the champion till 2025. I believe it's a thing. Roman Reigns will go on to defeat Hulk Hogan's reign of being the longest champion, and I think he'll be the champion of the entire year of 2024. And I also feel he will defeat The Rock at WrestleMania 40, Dreamer said. The Rock recently returned to the Stanford-based promotion, appearing on Monday Night Raw. Day 1. After a confrontation with Jinder Mahal, he teased a match against Reigns as he name-dropped the head of the table. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes aims to win his second Royal Rumble in a row and challenge Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship again. At WrestleMania 39, the American Nightmare came agonizingly close to winning the title. Are you excited about Reigns' first title defense of 2024? Solo Sikoa walk out on Roman Reigns. Tonight's episode of SmackDown marks a big night for Roman Reigns, who will take part in a contract signing for his match at Royal Rumble. He will defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. Last week saw the three challengers take down Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. They get the latter with a triple powerbomb, just like Reigns used to do as part of the Shield. This resulted after the Tribal Chief's absence meant that Jimmy and Solo had to face Orton, Knight, and Styles in a handicap match. The Enforcer can use tonight's episode of SmackDown to send a message to Roman Reigns, showing that he was not happy about what transpired. What if Sikoa walks out on him during the contract signing? Reliable Twitter account BWMe posted a gif of Reigns and Solo, seemingly hinting that something major could happen between them on SmackDown. They also mentioned tonight's episode as a big one in another tweet, stating that blood boiled. However, don't expect a full-blown walkout tonight. WWE may instead choose to subtly increase the tension, as has been the case so far. A potential feud between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa is still a while away from truly sizzling. It will likely happen around SummerSlam at the earliest. There may be a very specific reason for Roman Reigns to anoint Solo Sikoa, the tribal heir. He could personally ensure the Bloodline's Enforcer ends up replacing him as the head of the table by putting him over. Sikoa and Reigns have hinted at tension for a little while, so anything that happens on SmackDown would be a continuation of WWE's subtle build to this match. However, whether the cousins face off during the Tribal Chief's title reign or after is another question altogether. Considering how long Roman Reigns has held the Universal Championship, Solo Sikoa might feel underwhelming as the man to dethrone him. Many fans believe the honor should fall to Cody Rhodes, with the Big Uso putting Solo over after losing to the American Nightmare. In the end, though, the Enforcer becomes the Tribal Chief, with Paul Heyman in his corner. Will Solo Sikoa dethrone Roman Reigns to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship?
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing